right? Getting our winter in. So just showing you guys what it is that the plot looks like now. You know, I know people always show their stuff when it's just thriving and there's melons and fruits and tomatoes and everything everywhere, but when it comes to this type of time, when everything is dying off, everybody tucks away, right? They don't want to show nothing. But there's things to be seen. So look, I'm gonna run you through real quick. Just have a nice survey of what the ground looks like, and I'm gonna come back into it. So just looking through each bed. Things aren't completely dead because we do focus on growing year round, not just summertime, right? See what the cage looks like. Still stuff here and there. But let me show you about some of the activities that I love getting into now. So really cleansing, clearing, you know, preparation for hibernation. You know, I'm already in that space where going into, I guess, preparation for winter solstice. So yes, things are dying off. You know, our sunlight hours are slowly diminishing day by day, right? And you can see it just as the seasons change. Out here, you see things dying off, the colors changing, leaves falling off. So taking advantage of this particular time for soil amendments. You know, people like to go out now when their beds don't have anything in them, and they get a whole bunch of compost, manure, different things, and they put these soil amendments in the soil, enriching the soil again because, you know, the soil's been working so hard, you know, spring through summer, producing all these great crops for you. So necessary, once a year, replenish, puts things back into the soil, you know. That's the cycle, right? So what I'm doing here, you're already looking at the end product of this bed. So it was leaves, tons of leaves that were filled up in these bags, probably like 10, 12 bags of leaves. They probably do the same thing wherever you are. I'm in London, and you know, the street sweepers collect the leaves everywhere. Leaves that just fall in the street and stuff like that, and they just put them in bags, and then they take them, they discard them, and then they just put them in the trash. So I got 10, 12 bags of leaves, and I put them all in here. This is in the hugel bed. We're not growing anything in here now, but I mixed the leaves in, put soil in there, mix soil in as well, and that's going to be great soil for us later on when we're ready to grow in there, probably in the next 5 months, 6 months. But really, I get it turned into soil in half the time because we do a mixture of stuff. We don't just put the leaves only, but we put in a lot of organic matter, food scraps, waste, put our burnings from our barbecues, our pot ash, everything goes in there. Manure goes in there as well, you know. Yeah, so I got two different things going on. This side is more food waste. It's another heap, so you can see the difference. And this one over here is more leaf. So getting these things in to replenish the soil, that's going to be great. And that's free. You can pick up leaves anywhere, everywhere. Look all around, like there's tons of leaves. All you have to do is just take a bag and just collect them. So that's what I enjoy doing, you know. It turns into great stuff. So it's basically like just making another bioreactor. Like you can see here, got leaves in here. That's just on that topping, but there's normally food waste, tons of different scraps in. But all in all, when I go down to the bottom, I made a whole video on this, but I haven't put it out. But just since we're talking about it now, just to encourage you a little bit more, you saw the stuff that I put in here. This down here represents about 15 months or so of just decomposition. So doesn't that look beautiful? You saw what it was at the top. So that's, and I don't turn any of this at all. If you're interested on how to make one of these things, I do have a video that you can check out, Johnson Su bioreactor. So all that's going to be great come springtime when I'm using this compost to put my seedlings in. Give it this, be able to give the plants such a great start on life. But some other things you could be doing, like for those people that want to grow year round, or even if you're not growing year round, during this winter time, autumn, winter time, when you're not growing, you could always be improving on the design, improving on the lay of the land. I always like to come out and just look. And if I feel like I need more growing space, okay, what can I do? What worked well? What didn't work well? Okay, maybe I shouldn't have put the cucumbers over here because now I see that the corn that I put created more shade. All right, next year I'm going to do this. So I just take a lay of the land, and then focus on improving each bed a little bit better. I'm pretty good with keeping things in my mind and stuff like that, but I do take notes. If you're not sharp with that, then take notes. It's going to take notes while you're gardening. You can see which plants gave a great production, maybe which particular variety that you didn't like. You know what I'm saying? And then switch it up for next year. But it does get better as you go along. So I'm really focused on being resourceful with everything that I'm doing, and just simplifying what I'm doing as well. In this now I'm on plot 1. That was the second plot over there. I practice on being resourceful all the time. Oh, what do I have? What else can I use this for? So I don't have to go out there and constantly buy this or buy that, buy this, buy that. Because if you think that just buying something is your solution, then you're always going to be trapped into that hamster wheel, that work hamster wheel, forever working to pay off this, forever working to pay off this. And a lot of us feel like, this is the only way that we know, right? This is what we know. We see something we like, we go spend money on it, and then we go to work, or we work more hours just to spend more money. And it's like, whenever do you have time for yourself? So I love my time. I really love my time. So wherever I could cut the cost here and there and invest in myself, I have no problem investing money if it's in myself. But me just spending more money on the new gadget that just came out, the iPhone 75 or whatever the case, or this other upgrade or this other, I'm good on that shit. You know what I mean? I'm good. But I know that's long-winded, but this is not just about the plants that I'm talking about. I'm trying to give you some jewels to help you in your regular day-to-day life, because at the end of the day, those material things, they don't make you, If anything, they break you. They leave you broken. Need to dig down deep inside of yourself and activate and uncover that happiness, that natural happiness that you just have, and just by being, not by glorifying. Well, you get what I'm saying. But let's get back to this compost, right? SEMATAWI, there you go with your talks and stuff like this. I'm here for the plants. If I wanted to talk about yoga of the mind and stuff like that, I would have clicked on one of those videos. But this is the thing, I'm holistic, so it spills into everything that I do. Sorry. So instead of coming here and when the bed is completely done and just pull stuff out, you could just chop your stuff right in the same bed and just let it compost right here in this area. So this bed had loads of stuff. I'm telling you, from squashes, zucchinis, patty pan, or Portuguese cabbage, just beans, tons. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take a load of it. See all my running squash stems, and I'm just gonna cut it right here. You see? I'm just cutting it right here back into its bed. So I'm helping with the breakdown process, the decomposition. I'm speeding it up, actually. I'm speeding up the process, period. The worms are gonna like this much more and just helping with the overall breakdown, decomposition of it. I could just leave it there, and yes, everything will decompose eventually, but it's just about how fast you want it to do what it needs to do. So I enjoy cutting these things up, and as you can see from that finished process over there that I showed you, you saw what the soil looks like. So yeah, I will always cut my stuff up like this instead of just leaving it in its full stems, because I help break it down. And this is just what I do. So I'll do that for the whole bed. And then I'll come back and then I'll throw in a whole bunch of manure. Like you see, I got manure over here. I'll throw in whatever other amendments I have. If I got manure, I'll throw that in. If I got some vermiculite, which that doesn't add nutrients, but it helps to aerate the soil, I'll throw that in. You know, my brethren Kent normally bring me some rabbit manure and stuff, and that's great. You know, wood chips, aged wood chips, throw that in as well. Straw, throw that in. Just whatever. You can see, like, I got random piles. Like, this is straw and food waste just thrown into that bed. Just boom, leave it, let it do its thing, right? Yeah, still got peppers and stuff growing, but this is more so what to do or what I'm doing after the summer, getting ready for winter, that preparation of cleansing and clearing. So giving you a peek of what's been happening inside the polytunnel now. I have, in the last 2-3 weeks, I've cleared out all the remaining cucumbers and tomatoes that weren't really producing that much anymore because it is cold over here now. It's about like, I don't know, about 40 degrees or something like that right now in London. You know, last week of November. So if you could take a peek into the bed right here, you can see the things that are already broken down into those beds. I'll try to zoom in a little bit for you. So I'm gonna go a little closer. If you look at the ground in the beds, you see that there's a whole bunch of plant matter that's cut up there. It was piled on before. So everything that was growing here, just cut it right into it. And I left particular things like, you know, the cilantro is still going, still got some chard and some spinach growing, some onions, so that's cool. Some kale, black kale over there in the corner growing. Boom, that's the black kale there. Down slowly. Yeah. So those are still going in just fine. But at the same time, after I pulled out all those things, I went and planted broad beans. So there's a whole bunch of different holes in the ground because I planted 4 broad beans per square. You see, I do have things gridded out. So those broad beans are going to be overwintering broad beans, and I have them in the polytunnel so I don't have to worry about it getting any frost. So I just keep those down for now, and I'll plant some new things into those hanging plastic cups there. But yeah. But I know I did spend a little bit too long with my summer crops because I was just in love with my summer crops. So I should really have been prepping. I would say a month earlier than I actually did. I keep telling myself that. But I still did manage to get my summer crops in here. So while things were dying off out here, I had started a new batch of some of my summer stuff in here. So this is what I'm saying. When you have a growing structure that's undercover, you could extend your summer. You could create an earlier summer or extend your summer. So here I'm extending my summer, and I've been picking stuff off here. You can see still got cucumbers coming through. You know, still got tomatoes coming through, and I've already picked from all of these plants. So I got the black Russian tomato right there. See, I got some Italian tomatoes right there. Let me zoom in a little bit for you right there. Hold up. Look at those. They look gorgeous. And you wouldn't think coming in December, right? But yeah. So that's not all. I told you to do this year round, so really focused on the growing. So in here, do have more seedlings. So it's an ongoing, continuous cycle. Got more cabbage, got Brussels sprouts, got Romanesco, cauliflower. This is some chicory, Savoy, cabbage. There. Got some other French varieties of things that don't even know. Still more tomatoes going in the back. So yeah. So, and in that time, we've managed to change the top of the greenhouse. If you come out all the way out and take a look. So that's a brand new top that we put on the greenhouse because it was leaking. It was like completely done. So it was on there for like the last 2 years. So put a nice fresh tarp on the top, button down, and that the level of warmth that just added in there. So this is what I'm saying, adding on to your structures and stuff like that. I'm gonna get rid of this vertical cold frame because I first built this, and I've grown a lot, and I have different ideas, and I understand the plants much better. And this is not the structure that I want anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and you'll see what I put in. But yeah, that's it. All in all, that's what I'm doing out here. What you doing in your plot now, in your garden now? Or you're like, nah, it's too cold. I don't feel like going out there, SEMATAWI. I get you. It's all of those things. It's cold where I am as well. But like the feeling that I get from being out here, it outweighs the coldness, it outweighs the rain, it outweighs whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just being out here, even if I'm not doing anything at all, even if I'm just sitting down, just gazing off in nature, burning one, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah, do what you do. And until next time, peace.